Well, it's called click fraud, and fraudulent clicks on pay-per-click online ads. There are a lot of people out there that worry that it threatens the earnings of companies like Google and Yahoo, but a new study finds that the overall average click fraud rate is about 13.7%. That's below what some people were expecting, the 20 to 30% range. The Click Fraud Index is monitors online ad campaigns by collecting data from the search providers and then comparing it to data from the advertisers' websites, providing a more accurate view of potential fraud. And here to tell us more about this story today is Tom Cuthbert. He's the president and CEO of Click Forensics. Tom, how exactly does this work? Because this is something the industry doesn't like to talk about. You say you're taking the numbers and comparing them up against the advertisers. How accurate do you think it is?
Well, Becky, one point of clarification is we're taking data from the advertisers and comparing that to other data that the search providers give us. So click fraud is a major issue. It's something that advertisers are concerned about, and they should be concerned about. Our report, our click fraud index number, is significant because it has a large number of advertisers that are providing data to us that gives us an industry average, an aggregate number, if you will, of what's occurring with click fraud.
I know we've been saying that 13.7% is below what some people estimated, but 13.7% still sounds pretty enormous if you start talking about revenue from some of these big companies. If you assume that 13 or more % of it is coming from fake click-throughs that are happening, that's a pretty huge concern if I'm an investor in these stocks.
It is, and it's a huge concern if you're an advertiser because that money comes right out of your pocket.
So what's the feeling you get when you're out there actually looking at all of these numbers? That 13.5%, is this a number that's been growing or been dropping off?
We've seen it tailing off over the last few months, and we believe the longer that we look at this and the larger that our data set gets, the more members that we have in the click fraud network that are contributing data, we'll see the number be consistent, but perhaps it could be affected by seasonality or other external factors.
Well, how many members do you have right now, and are they major advertisers?
Many of them are. In fact, there's some leaders from travel, entertainment, financial services, major retailers. And the network is only 7 weeks old. We've been collecting data during that period. And over that period of time, the number of members has grown tremendously. And really over the last few weeks, it's rapidly approaching 1,000.
What do your members say when they start getting some of these results back? What was that up against what they expected?
Well, since for the Click Fraud Network, we're providing the service for free for them, it allows them to get some idea of what's happening with click fraud, which has been, as you pointed out, the great unknown. So they're excited to get the results. However, they're very concerned in many cases when the threat levels are very high and alarming when it costs them money.
But are they shocked when you tell them more than 13% from some of the big guys like a Google or Yahoo are fake?
Well, I don't know that they're shocked because this has been a topic that's been addressed for quite some time in the industry. Over the last few months, as you've seen in media, there have been quite a bit of coverage on this, and that coverage is making advertisers more aware of this problem. The numbers that we provide them may be shocking to them if they're unexpected, and our reports are pretty thorough and complete and gives them something to take action with, and so that at least gives them some comfort that there is possible resolution for the advertiser.
Tom, have you heard from any of the big internet companies like a Google or a Yahoo?
We have. We've reached out to both of them. We think this is an industry issue, and so it's not a solution that Click Forensics can provide or any one provider in the space. It really needs to be handled by the industry, and so we've reached out to search providers, working with leading interactive agencies as well as leading advertisers, and trying to develop a solution. And in the same way that Nielsen, for example, in your industry, validates television audience, we believe that those same type reporting standards should exist in online media.
But what's been the response from Google and Yahoo, because they won't tell their investors how big of a problem this is?
We don't have anything to announce specifically with them, but I can share with you that we've reached out to them and are continuing to get cooperation and hope that we can move forward in coming up with some reporting standards that will be beneficial for the entire industry.
They're cooperating with you? Is that? I'm just trying to make sure I understand what their response was.
Their response has been that they're not wanting to discuss click fraud with us or really anyone in the industry, but what they are willing to discuss is a reporting format. So if we or other companies in our space identify click fraud or unwanted clicks, there's a template to report that back to the search providers that they can then determine if it matches up to their own data.
Okay, Tom, thanks for your time. Tom Cuthbert.